Hello, Pastor Mark with today's devotionals. I'm here by the Sea of Galilee. Soon we're going to be going out in a small boat that's supposedly a replica of the size of fishing boats of Simon Peter and James, John, and Zebedee. Here, I'll show you a little bit of the boat and the Sea of Galilee. If all goes well, we're to hold a communion service on board the ship this evening. It's still afternoon here. We'll have dinner afterward. But let me tell you about today. It wasn't easy. We were in the West Bank. It's actually the West Bank of the Jordan River. It's Palestinian territory, but it's occupied since the Six-Day War by Israel. We had to go through a checkpoint. That was pretty easy to get in. When we got in, we were in an Orthodox church in a very small town, the fourth oldest church in the world. At one time, there were 900 members. Now in the town, there's 68 Orthodox Christians. They're getting starved out. Palestinians leave because of harassment, because of a poor economy. And as people leave for college, they never come back. So it is. The church is shrinking. They had been depending on money from tourists. They came from the Ukraine and from Russia. That's not happening anymore. There's no priest there, so a priest comes in from another town. Well, after we left that church, we went to a Palestinian industry. This industry buys olives from area farmers, and they have a major export industry of olive oil, almond butter. But they face problems too. See, the Israeli government really does not like money going into Palestine. Occasionally there are people who will go down and cut down olive trees, and this group replants. But still, it's a difficult battle to do it against the entire Israeli government. Then we came back out of the West Bank, back into Israel, where we are now. We got stopped at a checkpoint, and the armed guards didn't like that they saw souvenir bags in the bus. They don't want money getting spent in Palestine. So we had a bit of a delay. They checked every passport very, very carefully. One woman was checking them as two people stood there with fully loaded automatic rifles. One of our members of our group afterward had an ab reaction. But we were pretty lucky. About 30 feet away from us was a Palestinian vehicle that had been stopped. And that gentleman was getting what we'd call it roughed up by the Israeli army as a dog searched his car. Now, how do I know it was Palestinian? Palestinians are forced to have different license plates than the Israelis. So Israeli cars tend to go through checkpoints a little more quickly and with less grief than the Palestinians. It was a rough day to see the abuse that goes on over here in the occupied territory. I'm looking forward to this little cruise in this late afternoon around the places where Jesus walked on water, where Jesus slept in the middle of a storm, where Jesus met his disciples. I hope and I pray I can feel Christ's peace after seeing all the abuse that I saw this afternoon. We may or may not have a communion service on the boat this evening. If so, I will record that as well so that you can see what we're doing over here in the Holy Land. Thank you for watching this devotion. I pray for the people of Palestine. I pray for the occupying force that they'll be gentle, kind, and merciful. I ask you to pray for the Palestinians as well. As we close this daily devotional, take a look again. The Sea of Galilee, where Jesus and Peter walked on water, where Jesus spent so much time. May the Prince of Peace bless this area with peace. May God bless you all this night.